Hello everyone. So I'm here. My name is Srajan, and I'm here to discuss various things that come up during your MBA interviews, your MBA life as a whole, and how to tackle those situations. So now today, what we are going to discuss is that generally in an interview when you sit after your MBA or during your MBA, your internships or your uh, final placements, what happens is generally what I've seen is you might not have the background, you are a BTech student and you ended up doing now you're in MBA, and you have to convince the interviewer that you're interested in finance, you're interested in marketing or something like that, right? So how can you make that sure that the interviewer or the person who's sitting in front of you trusts you that you are interested in that particular domain, right? So now there are many ways of doing that. So first of all is you need to start early. Okay, so as soon as you step in your MBA, during in your MBA itself, if you haven't done anything before MBA, it's fine, but during your MBA, as soon as you start, there are three things that you should focus on. One is case study competitions. So there are a lot of corporate case study competitions, college case study competitions that go on. Case study competitions give you an insight into what exactly corporate problems look like and how to tackle them. Second is additional certification courses. So there are a lot of certification courses that are there in the industry. For example, if I talk about marketing, the best you could do is, let's say, digital marketing by Google Analytics, or inbound marketing, inbound sales by HubSpot Academy. Many such courses are available, which are hardly 500, 2,000, 3,000 rupees of courses, and even some are free of cost. On the other hand, let's say for finance, if I have to talk about, there is NSE Academy, that is National Stock Exchange Academy. There are n number of courses over there. NCFM module is there, wealth management courses are there, asset management courses are there. There are a lot of courses which are available. So that's the second thing. Now, while choosing a course, you have to be pretty sure that you just don't choose any global kind of a thing, which is like a lot of gyan and nothing concrete that is there. So make sure that you are choosing courses from a very reputed organization. There are specifics. For example, as I said, for finance, NSE Academy is something which is very well known, right? So you can choose NSE Academy courses, or let's say, for example, for finance, you can go and choose any of the big fours that are offering courses. So EY have their courses, KPMG have their courses, Grant Thornton India have their courses. So all these companies, they have their courses. So you can probably choose courses like that. Now, when you have to choose a course, so people generally have this thing, sir, I'm not sure what in finance or what in marketing should I do. So my single piece of advice to the students is that, first of all, go to your college website and at least check that what kind of roles are coming into your campus. At least that is a starting point. Okay, fine, these are the 10 type of roles that comes to my campus. Then I'll do a research on what is the kind of work that these 10 roles do, people in these 10 roles do. And then I'll try to figure out, okay, fine, does this sound interesting, or does this sound interesting for me? And that's how I can probably decide that these are the kind of roles that I will target, and based on that you start developing your profile, right? And last but not the least is definitely going for live projects. So there are a lot of industry live projects which are going around. There are various startups who cannot afford to hire interns or find full-time employees just on the go. So they do a lot of live project, float a lot of live projects. There are a lot of big companies that float live projects because they want a fresher perspective from the students. Now, trust me, live projects are the best way to understand how corporates work, how problems do they face, and how do they solve those problems, everything about it. And these are generally starting from a 4-week assignment to a 6-week, 8-week, or 3-month kind of an assignment. So these are a very good insight into how you should be tackling corporate problems. So these are 3 ways of making sure that you start doing this as soon as you enter your college, so that you can at least convince the person, if they see that in your resume or in your introduction, at least they'll be like, okay, fine, this person knows something about the domain. Now let's come down to a point where you haven't done anything of this sort. First of all, if you haven't done anything of this sort, that's a very big concern. 90% students have done something or the other, but let's assume a case where you haven't done anything of that sort, but still in your introduction or something, you want to make sure that you want to tell that person that you are interested in finance or you are interested in marketing, and you want to convince that person. Now, this is probably the last thing that you can do and you should be doing is, so for example, let's say you say I'm interested in finance, so at least your research should be such that you can tell what is finance, right? What are the different domains in finance? So for example, let's say I should at least know, okay, audit is something, taxation is something, accounting is something, then probably let's say treasury is something. So I should know what all things are there in finance. At least this thing is something that I should know. Then I should know something, for example, what happens in auditing, what happens in taxation, what happens in treasury. So when you know such things, what happens is that at least you have an idea of what the domain looks like. That's one. The second is these subdomains, as I talked about, at least you should be well versed with one or two of them. So, for example, let's say if I say treasury, I should know what a treasury does. What are the parts of a treasury? So, let's say cash and liquidity, or let's say we talk about FX management, or if we let's say talk about risk management, if we talk about let's say supply chain management. These are the things that are there in treasury. So, at least I should be aware of few things. For example, if I talk about risk management, what is risk management? What are the kinds of financial risks? Basic information, basic knowledge is something that this is the kind of research that I should have at least done. Now, the next thing is whenever you say, let's say marketing or let's say finance, so you should be well versed with what has happened in the past 1 year in the country or in the world in that particular domain. So let's say if I talk about finance, I should be aware of, let's say for example, Adani fiasco that has that has been going on, or the funding winter that has happened recently, or the kind of fundings that have been given to various organizations, various startups, or things like that. So that shows, okay, fine, even if I haven't done any course or any life project or something of that sort, I am very much interested in finance. I know the domain. I have been following the news in that particular domain. I know what is going around in the world in that domain, and that is a way of convincing the interviewer that yes, you are interested in that particular domain. So that's about it. Thank you very much. We'll be back with more such questions. Thank you.